Hi guys, welcome back to the Artificer channel. Today I have a Huey from Mr. Craft to review for you, and I was really looking forward to doing a review of this one because I think it's quite a unique kit, as you'll find out later as we look inside. I wanted to try out Mr. Craft because I don't think I've ever had any models from them, so I thought what better to do than to try and find a Huey and see what it was like. Let's have a look and see what we've got. So with the Mr. Craft kit, you get 3 sprues altogether and 3 clear sprues, which I thought were interesting. Now with the instruction manual, it's a really nice layout. You've got the full historical relevance there. And you've got a really simple construction. Elements to show you where each individual parts are. It shows you the layout of what sprues should be in the box, and it folds open just like an Academy style instruction manual. Now the construction looks quite clear, the parts are easily labelled, the interior of the helicopter looks really cool. I think there would be a lot of fun just to change and customize the interior, add some baggage, add all kinds of interesting things. And the actual unit slots together inside with, well, in one go really. And so I'll be really interested to see how that builds and how that fits together, because I had a nightmare in the last Huey that I built. Now with this one, you've actually got the nose of the helicopter that comes separately. And I wonder if that's going to help in the construction side of things, because I did have issues earlier, like I said, with other ones. And with this chopper, there are a lot of variations and a lot of different styles that you can use within these kits. So they've actually just got different noses that you can use for this helicopter to change it in terms of what period you're going for. Obviously I'm going to be going for the Vietnam War, and I think this one flew in 1971. Slightly different configuration of engine on the back, as other Hueys used to have, very different ones. And you've even got a cable that you can attach to the side for any sort of rescue attempts. They've got some really cool guns that you can mount up on the side of the chopper, and I most definitely will see if I could try and preserve and maybe even cast some of those my own, so I can add to other choppers that might not have the same detail. Now on the back of the instructions you have a mammoth decal guide, and they have given you a mountain of decals. So there's lots of different variations. I'll obviously be using the 1971 variation you can see there. But they've got ones from Luftwaffe, they've got ones from the Vietnamese Air Force as well. These were captured after the war. So there's some really cool variations you could try out. But I like this Death Before Dishonor decal at the front. I think that's going to be a really cool decal to add to the chopper to really kind of round it up when it comes to any sort of diorama that I build. So that's a pretty amazing decal set that they've got there. So let's have a look at the sprues and see what we've got. Well, like I said, really simple construction, so there's not too many parts. What I like as well is you've actually got these support brackets in the front of the chopper have already been included at the front. They are a little bit thick, but I don't think that's too much of an issue, because once you've added the rest of the parts together, it's not going to be too much of a problem. Now, the bottom of the Huey has got some really nice detailing. I might add some of my own corrugation to it to make it look a little bit more metal. But then you've got the rotors. The rotors look pretty clear. Doesn't seem to be any flashing. You've got some detailing on the seats, which is quite nice to see. And on the other 2 sprues, we can just check it out. We've got the engine cell there, which again, not as detailed as I was hoping it would be, but then you've got a part that sticks on the end there. These guns I'm not really too keen on. They don't have any detail whatsoever. I might just try and change those up for something, or maybe I'll just kind of add something of my own to make it look a little bit more realistic. Maybe I'll just kit bash and find something else. But yeah, I was a little bit disappointed in those guns. They just look like a bunch of tubes stuck together. The rest of it is quite unusual. There are some parts there that I believe look like they're part of another kit. You've got some sort of anti-submarine radar there, and also you've got sidewinders, which I find very unusual. So, I mean, there is a lot of extra parts in this kit which you could definitely use if you wanted. Like, there you go, that looks like some sort of radar. I might go online to have a look and see what that is part of. It's always nice to have that kind of thing. I don't think I have an issue with that. You've got a lot of variation of weaponry that you can add to this helicopter, which I think is pretty cool. So if you wanted to, you could turn it into a gunship or a semi-gunship. But yeah, no, it's a decent set of sprues. Now looking at the clear parts, as I mentioned, there are a lot of different variations. If you look at the bottom of the Huey's chin, you've got one there, you've got another one there, which I would imagine would be more early war, and that one more later, possibly 1980s. And then you've got different configurations of doors. You've got ones that are open, which you can have probably sliding. Unfortunately, there was a bit of scratching, which wasn't too great, which I'll need to kind of figure out later. But again, the same style of frosting that was used in other kits that I've seen. And the windshield, it looks relatively clean. Same with the doors, a little bit scratching again. It's a bit of a shame, because that's going to be a lot of work to try and get that out. So I think I'm probably going to go for the smaller doors to make it more authentic to the Vietnam War. But as you can see, you could do a modern day Huey here. Apart from the scratches, I think those are really nicely done clear parts. It's just a real shame they got scratched. Now, as I mentioned, these decals are absolutely packed together, and I'm not really sure I like this configuration. I would have preferred separate sheets. But then again, you are dealing with some smaller decals, and I do have to admit the Death Before Dishonor set, the 1st Cavalry Division, they look pretty cool. So I'm really excited to try and attach these together. A little bit of fuzzing on some of these decals and paint bleeding, as you can see, but I think the most important set that I want to use is intact, so I'm pretty happy with it. So, do I recommend this? Well, I haven't built it yet, but I would say this has got a lot of variation, a lot of different parts. I think you'd have a lot of fun building this one and also customizing it if you wanted to in future. But anyway, guys, I'll have plenty more of these to come. Until the next review, see you soon.